My name is Deema Sosebee. I'm 15 years old and I have a sister named Jenna. I am in the 11th grade.
I'm Deema's father. My name is Steve, and I am from a small college town in Ohio. And Deema is from the same town, but she spent most of her life living in the crowded West Bank town of Ramallah in the occupied Palestinian territories, and where I work, running an organization called the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. And we are here to speak today a little bit about what home means for us living between two cultures or two countries.
In the classic movie, The Wizard of Oz, a girl my age named Dorothy walks around trying to find her way home after being swept up in a tornado. There's no place like home, she repeats over and over, and I agree, there is no place like home. People often ask me which place I like better, or where do I think of as home, and it's not an easy question to answer.
I'm a single father. I lost my beloved wife, the woman I loved as much as a man can love a woman. The woman I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, Deema's mother, 3 years ago to leukemia. And the biggest challenge I face as a father, as a single father, is how can I raise my children with the concept of home and security and stability? And this is the biggest challenge I face. What is the concept of home for me as a father and as a man trying to make my way through the world with two small children, or Deema's not so small? This is the biggest challenge I face, and this is why the concept of home, when Samer asked us to speak about that this afternoon, it really was a very interesting topic, because living between two cultures and also being a father trying to raise children who are from different cultures. Her mother's Arab, I'm American. It's a very big challenge for me, and it's something that I have to constantly think about. How can I build, what is home between two countries, and how does a single father, raise children with the sense of security and stability? So the idea and the concept of home is a very fascinating one that I often constantly have to think about and contemplate.
In my life, I've gone to 2nd grade, 4th, 6th, 9th, 10th, and 11th grades in Palestine. And I have gone to 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, and 8th grades in America. This has been very difficult. And so in America, I have friends I only get to see in the summertime because right now I go to school in Palestine. In Palestine, I only have friends I can see during the school day because of difficulty in traveling between villages.
I apologize to you for that. At the same time, this concept of home for Palestinians is not similar to what the concept of home is for other people all over the world. For those of we are in the Middle East, so it's not really a controversial topic, and it shouldn't be one anywhere you speak about it. To say that what the Palestinians have experienced, being uprooted from their homeland and being people who've been dispersed all over the region and all over the world, forcibly removed from their homes, physical structures of homes. This is something that has brought forth the concept within the Palestinian narrative and within also the narrative of my family as well. My wife's side of the family, is that home isn't a physical structure. We see here in Dubai these beautiful villas, and God bless you guys, but it doesn't matter how beautiful your home is, how big it is, what kind of car you have, how fast your computer is. Home to us, home is something where you build a foundation for love and compassion between a husband and wife, between a father and daughter, between sisters, between siblings, and between neighbors. It doesn't matter where you live, it matters how you live.
My mother was a great woman. She taught us that it doesn't matter where you live, but how you live. I was only 12 years old when she passed away, but I still remember her smile and I still remember her hugs. So ever since I was born, my mother was taking in sick and injured children from all around the Middle East and housing them with us. She would help heal their souls while they were away from their friends and family and while they were in a strange and foreign country.
Deema's mother, my wife, taught me how to be a good father, and she taught me how to be a good man. And what she taught me most of all is that it doesn't matter where you live. You can have a home as long as you have your family, as long as there's the concept of love and compassion within that family. That's the most important thing, whether we live in Palestine, Ohio, or anywhere in the world. As long as you have love as a foundation in that family, that's where you have your home.
In my father's country, the United States, families are often spread out, sometimes over thousands of miles. It can be difficult to stay a part of somebody's life when you're thousands of miles away from them, such as your cousins and your aunts and your uncles. But due to technology nowadays, such as Facebook, email, and Skype, it's easier than ever to stay connected. Even though technology doesn't replace being truly with the people you love, it can help stay connected.
In my wife's culture, in the Arab culture, in the Palestinian culture, families don't spread out like we have in the States. They stick together. Sons build upon their father's homes, and people live in the same villages for generations. And that brings a stronger sense of community and a stronger sense of family. So I think the concept of home in the Arab culture is something that is much more identifiable within the family structure than I have from my culture. And I have family in the States who live thousands of miles away, and I don't see them often. And that makes it very difficult to have a strong family when you're spread out physically. In the Arab culture, you don't have that as much. And that's something I admire and respect very much about my wife's side of the family, and why I'm trying to raise my daughters within the good components of Western culture and within the very positive and very strong family orientation of the Arab culture as well. From the both positive aspects of those two cultures, I feel I can build a strong home for my family.
Sometimes I feel like an American girl with a Palestinian identity, especially when it comes to pop culture, such as music. My mom used to listen to Fairuz, which is an old Arabic singer. I don't like too many new Arabic singers, but because she always used to listen to those CDs, I started liking them. Another example of when I feel different because of where I live is in Palestine, where all my friends are obsessed with this band called One Direction. I don't particularly like them, but my friends and I in America are obsessed with a different band, which looks more like an episode of SpongeBob than it does a band.
I have no idea who One Direction is, but you know, as an American in the Middle East, and as an American feeling very un-American in my own country, culture is the biggest obstacle I have to face, trying to navigate between East and West, and trying to raise my family who are, as Ali said, a mixed, half Palestinian, half American, and this is a really big challenge for me, as I mentioned before. But Deema and I have been fortunate to travel all over the world. And the one thing I found, and this is almost a cliche, but it's very true, it doesn't matter where you go, and it doesn't matter if you share the same faith, the same language, the same look, the same skin color. What we found from traveling from Tanzania to Peru to Palestine, Dubai, the United States, people are the same. It doesn't matter where people are from or what their ethnic or cultural origin is. Everybody has the same basic values and the same basic needs. To raise their children with education and security, to provide, to have a meaningful life, and to live a life of meaning. And from that is where we all share common values and common traits. And from those values is how I'm able to be a father and to raise my two daughters with the concept of home wherever we are, wherever we're traveling. Home is in the heart. It's how you treat yourself, it's how you treat your family, it's how you treat your friends and neighbors, and the global environment by which we live. It's a concept of love and compassion and empathy for others. And from there, if you instill that in your children, you can have this idea that home is a global concept, not just a regional, local one. And this is something I'm trying to raise my children.
Soon, our generation, the young people of today, will be taking over the world. We will be inheriting it from our parents and our grandparents. We will be the leaders of this world. And we have to face it. This world can't sustain the way that our parents and our grandparents have been living for very much longer. There's less oil, less water, less clean land, and more people than ever before. We need to take responsibility for this. We need to step up. We have to be happy with what we have, such as friends and family, and we have to appreciate them. We have to take over, and we have to lead in a way that will sustain us and have our children and grandchildren be appreciative of how we live today. Thank you.